Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and pour one out for Kirk Hammett's knee because he has injured it, and at his age it might never be the same. So that's right, recently Kirk Hammett injured his knee while he was performing during a Metallica show. Now the big issue here is that Kirk Hammett is famous for his use of the wah pedal, and of course you need good knees in order to use a wah pedal. It is his right leg that he has injured, and his right leg is the leg which is connected to the foot which is in the shoe that he uses for the wah pedal. Now some would argue that he could switch to a left-handed wah pedal, but those are actually exceedingly rare, and he would have to completely relearn how to use it. So what will this mean for the future of Kirk Hammett's career, and also the future of the wah pedal market? And did excessive wah use cause this injury? And is this a sign that he should stop using the wah pedal? Those are just some of the questions that I'm going to attempt to address in this video. Now, I should mention up front that there is going to be some speculation on my part in this video, but fortunately I do have a news article up here with the cold hard facts, and I'm going to share this with you guys. And then after that, I'll do my speculation. And just to be clear here, guys, I hope the best for Kirk Hammett. I want him to have a long and healthy career. And hopefully he will make a full recovery from this injury, but without knowing the extent of the injury, we can't know for sure right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this article, but real quick, guys, as always, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new guitars and staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, here is the article. This is over on guitar.com. Kirk Hammett injures his leg on stage during Master of Puppets and barely misses a beat. The guitarist suffered an apparent knee twist during Metallica's June 16th show in Gothenburg, Sweden. And these looks like some screen captures from a YouTube video here. That's him, of course, playing, and then you can see him reaching down and grabbing his knee. So let's read on here. Let's see what happened. By now, Metallica have their live shows down to a fine art, but that's not to say the occasional hiccup doesn't ever happen. Case in point, during one of their back-to-back shows in Gothenburg, Sweden last month, guitarist Kirk Hammett appeared to suffer an on-stage twist of his knee, as shown in newly surfaced front-row fan shot footage from the event. The incident happened on June 16th when the Metal Titans were tackling Master of Puppets, the final song from their 16-track setlist at the local stadium. In the video below, Hammett can be seen apparently twisting his right knee during the song's chorus before tentatively hobbling around, testing if it's safe to continue performing. While he's clearly in pain, Hammett soldiers on, seeing out the chorus before taking a quick break from playing during the subsequent main riff to massage his knee, before picking up his part again from the second verse. After continuing to play for a good 2 minutes following the initial injury, Hammett steps down from the stage to have his leg looked at by a member of the crew, conveniently during the song's clean break played by James Hetfield, before climbing back on stage moments later, apparently healed. While likely the result of a cramp, fans have commented on the speed of Hammett's recovery. "I want whatever that was put in his knee. He bounced back quickly," one writes. Prior to Master of Puppets, Hammett sailed through Metallica's performance at the stadium unencumbered. Their set was rooted in their classic material, with tracks including Creeping Death, Harvester of Sorrow, Fade to Black, Nothing Else Matters, Sad But True, and Seek and Destroy. The band treated fans to 3 tracks from their new album, 72 Seasons. Its title track, If Darkness Had a Sun, and Sleep Walk My Life Away. Before Metallica took the stage, guest appearances came from both Volbeat and Wolfgang Van Halen's Mammoth WVH. For a full list of upcoming tour dates, head to Metallica's website. Okay, now guys, I have a lot of thoughts about this and how it might affect his performances in the future, but before we go on, let's take a quick refresher look at the anatomy of the knee. So I just happen to have this very basic diagram here. Of course, the bones of the knee, the femur, right, the largest bone in your body, the upper leg, the tibia and the fibula in the lower leg, and then the patella, which is essentially your kneecap. Now, of course, we have lots of tendons and ligaments in here. Of course, you've probably heard of the ACL, which is common injury. Now, what they don't show on this diagram here is the sort of padding between the bones of the knee, which is known as the meniscus. Now, if you are coming down on your knee and you twist it, as it sounds like he did during this concert, the twisting motion can sometimes tear the meniscus or tear that padding between the bones when you're putting weight on it and twisting at the same time. It's a fairly common injury for runners or people who do a lot of hiking, things like that. And the real issue is that the meniscus does not heal itself. Once it's torn, it's permanently torn. So in some cases, they will surgically remove part of the meniscus, like the part that is damaged, to keep it from constantly causing irritation and so forth, and just leave the remainder of the damaged meniscus in the knee. And some people go on the rest of their lives with, less meniscus in the knee, and they just have to avoid certain movements and so forth. So I think the thing to keep in mind here is that if Kirk Hammett has had this kind of injury, it could be an injury which is never fully going to heal. Now, of course, he could have total knee replacement or some drastic surgery like that if it's a really, really bad injury. But even recovering from a surgery like that takes quite a bit of time, and that could mean that he's unable to use the knee and then subsequently unable to use a wah pedal during that recovery period. So if he's had an injury like that, an injury to the meniscus, he could re-injure, because that knee's going to be a little bit more fragile in the future, even if it's feeling good. So he could potentially injure it further or re-injure it going forward into the future. Now, here is a wah pedal. This is a Crybaby 535Q, one of my favorite wah pedals. And of course, you have the rocker pedal here, right? But you have your weight down on the pedal, and you push down on the pedal with your leg in order to turn it off and on. So the wah pedal, in order to use it, is a combination of movement in the knee and in the ankle, and you have to put weight on it in order to use it. Now, I suppose he could train somebody off stage to operate like a remote wah pedal for him, but honestly, that's just not very rock and roll. I bet that if the next Metallica album we hear uses a lot less wah pedal on Kirk Hammett's solos, maybe even no wah pedal at all, this injury will probably be the reason why that happened. The lack of wah pedal could be traced back to this injury, potentially. Now, the other big thing to consider here is that how did this injury occur in the first place? What led up to this injury? And perhaps this is a cautionary tale for other wah pedal users out there, myself included. Like I said earlier, and like many of you already know, Kirk Hammett is famous for his extensive use of the wah pedal throughout his lengthy career. And with that forward movement with the ankle and the knee and putting the weight on the pedal, and of course you're jumping around stage, running around and then running up and doing that motion, perhaps over the decades, that has led to like a RSI, repetitive strain injury in the knee, which has weakened the joint somewhat and ultimately led to this injury. Now, look, I want to be clear, I'm doing a lot of speculation here. You could even argue that this is all speculation, but this is all within the realm of possibility. We're not breaking any rules of physics here. So guys, what do you think about all of this? I would love to continue the conversation down in the comments section below. I have to say, at the end of the day, you really got to hand it to Kirk Hammett for soldiering on, as they said in the article, and making the show go on, especially, Master of Puppets, such a classic tune. It's the end of the show. You don't want to peter out at the very end of the show before you have that big climax and so forth. So good for him for closing out the show and getting the job done despite his injury. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I'm going to have links to the original article that's on guitar.com down in the video description below if you want to check that out for yourself. And that also has a link of the original video footage where he had this injury. That's included in the article. All right guys, thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you very soon.